Hey everybody, this is Roberto Blake of RobertoBlake.com helping you create something awesome today. So today we're going to talk about cameras for YouTube. We're going to specifically talk about the camera that I use for my YouTube videos and some recommendations that I might have for you if you're still trying to figure out what camera you want to make your YouTube videos. So, since I actually got started doing this seriously in 2013, I've been using more or less the same camera. I've been using Nikon D3300, which was relatively new back then. Since then, some new cameras from Nikon and Canon have come out. Sony's even put out some great cameras that I've tested and played with here on the channel. But ultimately, for the overwhelming majority of my videos, I'm still using the Nikon D3300, and you can see that's producing great results that are about at the same level as anybody else that you see on YouTube who has high quality videos. This camera shoots HD, full HD, which means that it's shooting 1080p, and that's tremendous. And it's super affordable now because the price has gone down. What I will say is, instead of buying the Nikon D3300 like I did, I would say get the newer generation of that model, which is the Nikon D3300. I have a link for you in the description below along with other recommendations, but that's why I would recommend at this point because that camera is going to be a little better in terms of sharpness, image quality, and its specs are going to be a little better as well. One of the downfalls of this particular camera is that if I wanted to shoot action stuff at 60 frames per second, I'd have to shoot at 720p, which is not going to be full HD, so it's not going to be as nice. So the 3300 addresses that issue, which is one of the things that I do like about it. It also has a different filter in terms of the way that it handles things, so that means that it's going to get crisper, sharper images than I'm currently getting, which that's amazing when you think about it. Especially when we're talking about the fact that that camera is under $500. When I bought this camera new, it was a lot more expensive than that. So it's a great deal for all of you who are just getting started to be able to get a great camera that can produce the same or better results than my camera, and you can do it for under $500. As for the lens that I'm using, I'm actually using the kit lens, the 18 to 55mm lens, because that actually gives me a few options in terms of adjusting in the camera angle here. For your situation, that may or may not be the right answer. So, alternatively, you can use the 35mm that I like to use on my D3100, which is my backup camera and what I use to shoot a lot of the B-roll here when I'm using my slider or when I'm using any of my other equipment. So other things you might want to look into are getting a microphone. I use a lapel mic that I hide out of frame. It's from Sony. For your situation, you might want to get that. If you're on a super tight budget, there are some other things you can get. The Rode SmartLav Plus is a tremendous piece of equipment. My warning is that doesn't work with every single DSLR camera out there. In fact, the Rode SmartLav Plus does not work with my Nikon D3200. It might work with the 3300 or whatever camera you're using. Now, I happen to use Nikon because that's what my friends used and what I had experience with, and also coming from the world of photography, that was my camera system of choice. If you're someone who's more video, maybe you're a Canon shooter, and that's perfectly fine. A lot of the older YouTubers use the Canon Rebel T5i, but that camera is super old. It's actually older than my 3200, and so those of you who are starting out, I wouldn't buy that camera just because you know about big YouTubers who recommend that camera. I'd buy the Canon Rebel T5i today, which is one generation back from the newest one, the T6i, but for the price and the value, it's a really solid camera, and I think that you don't go wrong if you get it. If you want something that has a flip-out screen and you're a Nikon shooter, I'd recommend the D5500. It's something I've been thinking about getting for this channel as an upgrade, and I think that's amazing as far as cameras go. I've used the Nikon D5300 before, and that was tremendous. So those are going to be some of my recommendations if you're just getting started and you want a DSLR camera for YouTube that shoots amazing quality videos like this one. Those are my recommendations, and that's what I'm using to shoot these videos. Anyway, if you have questions, leave those in the comment section. Remember, links to all my recommendations are in the description. Those are my Amazon affiliate links, so that helps you out, helps me out, and we all win. Anyway, like this video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the other awesome content on the channel. As always, you guys, thanks so much for watching, and don't forget, create something awesome today.